everyone, and welcome to the Workbench. This is part 1 in our build of the MU Arcade City. This looks amazing with all of its colorful pieces and with the amount of rectangles and squares we're embedding. I'm hoping that this one's going to be nice and relaxing. Whether you're looking for some help or you're just building along with me, I'm glad you're here. Let's go ahead and get started with our first piece. Now, I'm going to start off using these guys here. These are a little bit of a thicker tweezer, and the reason why I'm going to use these guys is because they are great for acting as like a mini brake. Let me show you what I mean here. So we'll take it like this, and it looks like we're bending these guys right back. So we're going to get right onto that little line there, and we're going to fold it just like this. Now, I was a little bit worried about using gloves for this build, because anytime I use gloves and end up bending this kind of metal, the paint always ends up chipping off, but we'll see how this one goes. Okay, here's our second part. Now, I also need to say that the instructions for this look pretty cool too. I mean, they are a lot cleaner than we're typically used to dealing with, and because of that, they're actually pretty easy to read, which I really like. That last guy there was being a little bit finicky, but we got it in there. Now I'm going to switch actually to the other tweezers. The only negative part about those tweezers is that they unfortunately are a little bit weak. Take this, and we're going to do a little twist. Now, if you notice, I try to do them opposite on each end, and that just makes for a good connection. Okay, there we go. Now that we have this on, we can actually put this on the floor like that, and we're going to grab this piece right here. I got a feeling that we got a lot of layered detail for this model. And using the side of our tweezers, we can actually use this as a brake as well. Again, you'll notice we're not actually tweezing, I should say, or grabbing those edges. We're just going right to the line there, and we're bending it down. There we go. And now this is going to go on the front. Be careful, there is some lattice work there, and that lattice can sometimes get our tab stuck. There also seems to be some fold lines on each side. Be mindful of those as well. I got that in, but then my gloves took it out. It's always very important that when you're securing your pieces here, you do want to press on them just a little bit to ensure that you're getting as much of the tab through the insertion hole as possible before we go to actively securing it. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now what we're going to do is just bend down these sides. So it goes like this. And there is a little bit of a border there, so just keep that in mind. There is a little white border that goes around our pieces. All right, now we're going to flip this guy here. And now this gets bent. And I want to make sure I'm bending it correctly. It looks like the little shelf here is what actually gets bent there on the bottom, just like that. There we go. Bring these guys down here. You do got to be a little bit careful. I'm kind of doing a bend and a push here. I have a little bit of a crease in the front. We're going to have to work that one out. It's interesting that the instructions told us to do it in 2 steps. Like, do this part first and then come back and bend it all the way in. That's an interesting way of showing how they want you to bend the pieces. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind on our next couple of steps. Let's see if I can hide them. Yep, there we go. So we do grab them, bend them in just a little bit, and then we're gonna grab the top here, and there we go. Click them right into place. That looks great. That looks really good, actually. I really like that. Okay, now we can put this down here and grab this big old piece here. Look at this guy. Isn't this awesome? I mean, just look at all this detail. It's almost like a futuristic space thing here. Really cool. Okay, flipping it the proper way, we need to grab ourselves this little switch. Now, I'm going to show you guys an interesting thing here about how to bend some of our detail and kind of use the piece to help us understand where and how to bend the piece. So what we're going to do is bend this little black piece here on top. This is going to be our main piece. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over this little blue area here, and we're just going to match up that border. So using multiple bends, we can get a really nice shaping. We want to go all the way to the edge though when we're shaping, all right? All the way to the edge. There we go. Come back. If you're not careful though, you can accidentally almost kind of misshape this. Don't be afraid to try multiple angles with your tweezers to be able to get in there and really get that nice shaping. All right, now let's grab this guy here. Same thing. Using multiple bends here. And now we're going to put that insertion hole. Now we're going to put that tab into the insertion hole. I want you to go into the insertion hole. I want you, there we go. And, oh no, we scratched the tab. Oh no. That's all right, it happens. And now what we're gonna do is get right down to that corner again. And again, using multiple bends, we're gonna get a really nice corner shaping. That is not good actually. Let's try that again. There we go. I just don't want the paint to chip. That's the big thing. All right. There we go. Looking pretty good. But you can see how that works. If you use the piece to help you get the right shape, you can get a really nice looking part. And at the very end of the day, I found this to be the best way to do this. Now let's attach this guy on here. There we go. Doesn't that look awesome? I mean, I think it does. But we need to add a couple of more little steps here, and that means more detail, but we need to flip the page, so let's go do that. I don't know what was going on with the camera there, but there was a lot of blurring going on, so I had to kind of go back and see what was going on there before we continued on. So this guy here goes in right next to our gaming controller, so this might be a little bit more challenging to not scratch anything. It actually would have been better, in my opinion, to put the put this on first and then put the gaming controller in place. You gotta be careful though too. There's a lot of bending line areas. And then, okay, there we go. A little confusing because you can see how like this little guy here looks like an insertion hole, but this one is in line with this one here, so I'm assuming that's correct, and that's part of the detail. Interesting stuff, interesting stuff. Okay, now let's go ahead and add on our next couple of pieces of detail, but before we do that, we have to actually get back to these guys over here. Let's put that down for now. Grab our little gate here, and now this is our first little piece that we're going to work with. This little guy here gets bent into a giant rectangle, so we're going to do that. Then we're going to grab our smaller tweezers. These guys are great because they're a lot smaller and they can be really good for grabbing these little bits of metal that we need to get. You can see how the tips here are too thick for that little area right there, right? So these guys are handy for that. Go right there on that line and kind of reinforcing the edges a little bit. We're actually going to go over here to this tab and we're going to bend this guy just a little bit. And the reason why we're going to do that is to make it easier on us to be able to get this in place. Looking pretty good. Not the greatest shaping. I've done a lot better in the past, but that's okay because we're going to be placing it onto this guy here, and this can actually help us straighten everything out once we get things in place. Now what we need to do is we actually need to orientate this properly to the instructions, and then we're going to take our little grate here that we made and making sure that we're actually putting it on correctly. It looks like it goes on like this. Yeah, and the one tab, of course, that's not going in is the one that I knew was going to be the problem. Grab this one here, twisty. There we go. Now you can see how that's all wonky, right? But don't worry, we can come in here now and we can fix it. So what we'll do is we'll straighten it up like this. Come over here, same thing. Just a little bit. And come back over here. There we go. There we go. See? Nice and straight now, or at least a lot straighter than it was when we first started. And that's all just because we went back and just played with a little bit of the detail. Easy stuff. Now what we need to do is fold these guys back around, which is kind of interesting. Let's see if we can do that without causing any major breakage. Big folds first. So let's grab the side right here. And then we're just going to fold like that. There we go. Come to the other side. Same thing. Very good. Going to the other side. Awesome. 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 How's yours looking? Yours looking like this? Oh, I think mine's looking pretty good. I'm liking this so far. Okay. Bring this guy over here. Fold this part here down. I was really hoping that was going to go in on one, but nope, we are just off, it looks like. There's one, and fold down. Awesome. Now again, I'm trying my best here not to squish the piece. That's very important. Grab that top tab there, press down, top, and now press down. There we go. Grab these guys like this. Looking good. Top piece here, push that down, and this matches into here. How about we come inside and we bend it like that? There we go. Looking good. All right, now we gotta grab this piece here. See, we're making a box. It's just doing it very slowly, and that's because the instructions have us doing it in such a unique way. I really do like this. It does make it a lot easier for us to be able to actually build this. That noise you hear in the background is my cat and dog playing with each other. They're running from each other, and either the cat took the toy or the dog is trying to make her, or I should say make him take the toy. If you actually want to take a look at that, it's kind of funny. They have a place on Instagram there, and a little bit of a place on TikTok as well. Grab this little top here. Last one. This has been a mission to make this guy here. I like it though. I like it a lot. There we go. Awesome. I really like the look of this detail. It looks so cool. And now that we have this finished, this lovely little sign, we actually get to add it on to the side here. And it has a perfect little spot right next to this little window area. Just gotta see if I can see it myself. It looks like it's a little hard to see. Let's flip this on the back here. And no, I still can't see it. It looks like it is right to the right of our area. And above, it should be right here. And it is. Sorry for the awkward angle. I had to secure it before I flipped it around, or else I would have lost it. And sometimes I don't want to lose things. There we go. Look at that. That's so cool. I love this. I love this so much. Oh, that's so awesome. All right. Now that we got this, we need to fold a whole bunch of little tiny little details. It's these guys right here. Now, when it comes to bending these little tiny boxes, I always find it's easier to bend the sides first. So we're going to bend this one here, just like these. Bend this guy down here, just like that. Okay, now when we're looking at the instructions, I know what you might be thinking. How do you know which color goes where? I mean, there's green, there's red, there's blue, and there's this little orange guy there. Well, my friends, it actually says in the instructions that random color order is just fine. So don't worry about following any instructions for that. You can go ahead and place them in any kind of way you wish. Now let's place this like this. There we go. Here, bend that down. Last one. Boom. Alrighty. Now we got green, we got red, we got blue, and we got yellow. I think we should do... See, the thing is, if it wasn't for the blue, it would make sense, but we have the blue. So let's do green first. All right, there we go. All of our boxes in place. Now we can secure that last guy. These guys were pretty easy to put in place. I mean, they're just boxes, but they can be a little bit, you know, annoying. You may have to give a little bit of persuasion every once in a while to get them all the way in. But once you do, it's just a matter of securing these tabs in the best way that you can. Remember, alternate your twisting or otherwise these guys will just fall right out. There we go. Let's line them up a little bit, straighten them up a little bit, just like this. Looking sharp, looking sharp. Now what we need to do is bend these guys back, and by these I mean the sides. So we're gonna go right here and bend them just like this. Come to the other side, same thing. Bend this guy like that. Let's just make sure we have everything in the right place. Looks like this goes like this. These aren't straight 90 just yet. They are just worked like that. Pretty cool. Grab a top here. Slowly bring it down. Bent over and secured the best I possibly can. Again, making sure that we push and also kind of grab a tab as we're doing that, just to make sure everything's in place. I don't want to bend this too much just yet. I want to make sure this is correct. And I feel like right now it's correct, but we're going to wait a second. First thing we're going to do is grab this guy right here. Here we're going to fold it like this. And we're also going to bring over this side here, fold this like that. And now we're going to grab this little centerpiece here. And we're going to fold this pretty much 90 degrees and bring this up just like that. There we go. Oh, look at that. I thought this was a slot machine. This is actually like a little entranceway. Very cool. Very cool. I love this. So neat. And now we got to insert this through the back. So we're going to grab this guy right here. And it looks like we're going to need to get that green piece a little bit more bent here on top. So we're going to bring that back like this. Let's see how that goes. See if we can get the top part in first. There we go. Both pieces in place. Let's secure these bottom guys here while I have them in. And they're actually being pressed pretty heavily from behind. So I'm definitely getting some good bending here. Oops, almost bent the wrong piece there. There we go. And awesome. Come around to the back. It looks like my roof is actually almost coming out. So we're going to take this, push a little bit, and twist. Just like that. Boom. Wow. That looks awesome. I love it. I'm going to take this right here. Pop this out just a little bit, and we're actually, because I made a little mistake, we're going to pop that back out just a little bit like that. Boom, boom, boom. This could be secured a little better there, but overall looking awesome. Now we got to grab a little side piece here. This looks like a little arcade machine. Yeah, it's a fighting arcade machine. That's so cool. All right, we need to kind of do a little bendy here. Let's use the side of the machine again, just like I said before. When in doubt, that's the best way to go. And it looks like this actually goes like this. And I'm going to work it. I'm going to have to pull that out just a little bit. And we're going to do this. And now bring this guy back in. Oh, come on. You're so close. There we go. Awesome. Bend that back. Now we're going to take this little guy here on top. Bend that down. Finally, the last little bit of detail there. Looking great. Now we can attach this on to the side. I believe it goes like this. Being very careful not to destroy any of the other detail that we have assembled. There we go. Yeah, right on. I love all these little details here. It just makes it look so much better. And now that we've got that little detail on, we need to come over here to our what looks like to be a puppet show of some kind. The first thing we're going to do is flip this around here. And we're going to grab our little screen, which is this right here. And the red going on top, replace this inside. But before we do that, what I'm going to do is actually bend one of these sides like this. Then I'm going to grab this guy here. And by having one side bent, I should be able to do this a lot easier than trying to do that just by the one on the front connected. Same thing here. Great. All right, with our little red stage in place, we can grab the little bottom part here as well. Being careful not to place these in the wrong hole. Again, that lattice can be a little bit difficult sometimes. There we go. Grab our little guys here, starting with what looks like to be a fox. You know, it's either going to be some kind of puppetry or prize section. I would imagine because it's an arcade, it's a prize section. Oh, it's a claw machine. It's a claw machine. I'm silly. And that makes complete sense. I mean, it's oh, wrong one. That makes complete sense. I'm so silly for not thinking about that. And the bear goes over here because it has the biggest hole. Wow. And now I'm gonna have to play with that other one to get that in place. Won't be that big of a deal, I don't think. Bend you down. Oh, maybe grab a little bit more there. There we go. I am really missing my tab bending tool. I ordered a new one. I'm going to be getting a new one very soon. I actually have some really cool Metal Earth models we're going to be building soon, and I'm just waiting for those to get in here so I can build them. Anyway, we got this guy here. Now we can grab this little kind of backstage area, if you will. And we're going to bend these guys back here. Again, getting right to that fold line. The metal here is pretty good, I gotta say, and the paint's been holding up really well. This is, when you're bending this one, I'm not hearing any cracks. Like, normally, when you get paint this thick, you're hearing cracks all over the place. Not the case with this. I'm just really impressed so far with this model. Let's continue on here. Great engineering, MU team. Great engineering. And now we gotta bend this. I'm gonna go right to the middle with that. And that should give me the fluff I need. Yeah, look at that. Oh, we're so close. I thought that was gonna go right in. That was so bloody close. Looking good, looking real good. Okay, Let's add some more detail on here, but we need to put some sides. That's these little guys right here. Now you'll notice there's actually two of them. There's one that looks like this and one that has two pieces. It's important to know which one you're dealing with, but I think that you'll be able to know where they go based just upon what tabs are on the back there. Now again, unfortunately, it looks like we can't get our tweezers in the middle there, so we're going to do our best to kind of get one side 90, and then we're going to get the other side just like this. If we need to, I do have my detailed tweezers right there. Line up the border. Looking good. Awesome. Now, it looks like, yeah, you go right here. Now with this one, unlike the little arcade machine before, this one should stay in place because we're going to bend one this way and we're going to bend the other one the other way. There we go. Okay, let's see here. Lining everything up on this one might be a little bit tricky, but I think we can do it. I think we can do it. I'm just kidding. Nothing on this model yet has really been tricky. This has been just a pure pleasure to build. Not as fun so far. I still say the most fun I've had ever building a 3D metal model was the Crescent Knight from Peace Cool. I know it's a silly model. A lot of people are like, what? And when I tell them that model it's a good one, they tend to laugh. But honestly, I'm not a big mech guy. I'm not a big mech dude. I don't have. I used to actually love mechs when I was a little guy. But as an adult, I haven't really ever played too much with the Gundams. I haven't really ever built one. We built some smaller ones for my son, but I haven't built any myself. I am tempted to build some on the channel. There's been some people that have asked me to, and I really should give it a try. That's just a whole nother world of hobby to get into, and I feel like I got this one kind of cornered right now. Okay, that is our claw machine all together, and it looks like we are on to making some more big decisions here. We need to bend this whole top side back, and I gotta figure out how to do that. Did I put the sign in the wrong place? Oh, no, no, no. It was just my eyes playing tricks on me. I'm a silly goose. There we go. Okay, let's do the full 90 first. Bring you up. There we go. Now, using my thumb a little bit for some back pressure. Again, going back to that little line there. There we go. Looks pretty good. We're going to have to figure it out a little bit once we get everything in place, but for right now, that's not too bad. Now we can bring this other little bit over here. It's funny because I'm used to speaking like Metal Earth models, so with this build having these steps where it kind of shows you how to close things in steps, it kind of throws me off a little bit when I'm doing my narration. I'm still, you know, I'm still trying to get used to narrating when I'm building. It's a different thing, you know? Okay, that looks pretty square if you ask me. Now that we have this beautiful shape, we can move on to the next step, which is this guy right here. Now, for this step, we're going to need to make some interesting choices. So we're going to just make sure that we have the proper orientation first, and we need to make sure that the paint is on top. Then what we're going to do is bend this one little side like this, and then we're going to bend this guy like this. You don't want this to be concaved. You want this to be very straight. So again, just make sure you do that. Come down to the side here, same thing, about there, and then come down here just like that. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, let's do the small details here. Starting off with, surprise, another box. that. Joystick. And this goes inside. You know, I'm impressed with myself, and I'm also really super impressed with the engineers over at MU. This is a very awesome build. You guys hit it out of the park on this one. I love this. You even had me make a little joystick. Like, look at that, guys. That's so cool. I just love this build. This is a great build. Looks like another sign. Let's see here. Okay. There we go. Apparently this connects onto here. Would you bend my tabs? How could I bend your tabs, sir? I'm on YouTube and across the world. Ah, very sneaky, sir. Very sneaky. Oh, so cool. Come on. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Bend her down. Come on this side. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Make this 3D. I want to make sure this is flat, so I'm going to push on it. There we go. Grab this and just awesome. Good. All the way around. I don't want to hear it. I want to see you all go in and get attached. Welcome. I play what? What do you play? Now we take our little green alien guy here, and what we're going to do is take our little alien green friend here, and we're just going to bend him. We're just going to bend him like this. But before we go too far, we need to make sure that we grab this little tab and put it through. Little green alien going in. That's so cool. I love it. That's awesome. Now let's put this over here and grab this on top. And again, with all that extra detail, it's kind of hard to make sure everything's in place. Maybe I should go for one side at a time. This one might be a twist because of where it is in the vicinity to the little joystick there. Outside of that though, this one should be able to go down right. There we go. Go to the inside here. Awesome. Do a little bit of correction there. Once we get everything on here, we'll actually go over it one more time and make sure everything's lined up nice and perfectly. But right now, that looks pretty good. Time for the front gate. Let's grab this like this. Again, I'm using my tweezers here as like a mini brake. I was trying to avoid that, which I don't know if you saw that on camera or not, but that little bulging, that was really trying to avoid that. Let's take this and place it inside of here. Grabbing that last little guy there. Nice. Take this little light here. Being very careful not to accidentally scratch anything. Okay. This one's being pesky. Probably because I haven't secured this guy 100% yet. But there we go. Now it's secured. Can you come up? Yeah. See, that's all it was. It just wanted me to secure that first. It was like, no, 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 no. I am the last step that you're supposed to do, and I want to be the last step. Again, we're definitely going to have to come over to this front here and kind of like make sure everything's in the place I want it to be, because that's not going to be good for pictures. That little front there. But that is not half bad. We get to do our little base here. We got two more pieces for this video. Our base and a little bit of a roof. So let's do that. The base here, we just need to grab the 4 corners. Now, it's kind of hard to do that without accidentally kind of shaping one. So we're going to do this like that. Come over to the other side. Bam. Yeah. And now the long pieces, which I'm going to do on a little bit of an angle. This. And now that because they're bent, we can kind of match everything up. If you want to, use your table. Trying to be careful here not to accidentally scratch any of the paint. But it looks like we are good to go. So let's go ahead and secure the tabs. There we go. All attached to our base. Now it's time for the roof. And all we need to do for this... Oops, I accidentally forgot a part in here, it looks like. So excuse me while I cut this out real quick. Whoops. Now we got this part here. We can place this over top, making sure that the back there, we'll make sure that little lattice goes on the back, or a little grate, whatever you want to call it. It goes on the back. But my friends, that's it. With that, we have completed the first part of our MU Arcade City. This was a ton of fun to build with you. And if you guys had a good time, don't forget to press that like button. For more builds like this, press subscribe as well, as we got all kinds of really cool stuff coming out in the future. And I would love to have you there with me. And I've had a really good time building with you today. Until next time, keep building.